Looking back at your life so far, is there anything you would have done differently?
Looking back at your life, now I'll answer that question. Is there something you would have done differently?
Yeah, I would have read the card.
Yeah, go on, got ya.
But it's a question for you.
See, she would have read. See, at least we're getting somewhere. At least you recognise your mistake.
Sure. I know that you're not a fan of mainstream media like me.
Do you know what? I think it's not that I'm not a fan. Do you know, because you seem like a lovely girl, yeah? But you've failed in your dereliction of duty. You've failed. And I've not met one journalist who hasn't failed. So whenever I speak to a journalist who criticises me, and I try and find out their basic knowledge on Islam, they have none. They just sit there like you. Yeah, Islam's equal. They're all equal. No, they're fucking not. No, Islam's not equal. Islam's a backwards 7th century idea. It is not equal with the advancement of Christianity and our culture. The reason why all these Muslims wish to come to our country is why? Why are they fleeing these Sharia-driven shitholes? Why? Because they're trying to get to a superior nation. The West, Europe, was superior. We're going backwards. Our position on women's rights, gay people's rights, is getting taken backwards. Due to what? Islam.
So why did you accept to speak to me?
For this, I accepted to speak to you so I could record it. Look, say hello.
Okay.
We're live. I do this so that my audience, many of them, say bonjour. Say hello, everyone. I do this because I know that you're coming to see me. You're not coming to see me to give a fair portrayal of my representation. You're coming to see me as an attack.
You think?
I totally believe that as a part, and I have to put you in the same bracket as every other media I've ever met. I've never met one media that hasn't come to me to try and attack me. So when they try and attack me...
So you think I attacked you?
I think that you will...
I asked you some questions.
No, you asked me some questions, but I think that when you put this out, I believe you will label me as far right, which I'm not. Do you think I'm far right? You've looked into my life. Do you think I'm far right?
Yes.
You do. Which part of my views is far right?
You're anti-Islam and...
Anti-Islam. So someone against Christianity, are they labelled as far right? If someone's against Christianity, would you label them as far right?
No.
No, you wouldn't. Okay, so we're getting something. So you wouldn't label someone against...
But, so you are not far right?
Well, you tell me. I'm trying to get there. You're the journalist.
You
so
think...
what makes me far right? Because of my views on Islam. So you're, in your opinion, someone who's against a religion is far right. That's what someone who's against a religion, yeah, is far right. Is that your view? As a journalist, an expert journalist. Is that your view? Is that your view? Well, what makes me far right? So I don't like Islam. Other than that, what makes me far right? What part of my views fit into the political spectrum of far right? Pro-women's rights? Pro-gay people's rights? Does that make me far right? No. Doesn't fit. So what actually is it? I believe in small government. But what makes me far right? Because you're going to be far right. You just said that, yeah? Because of my views on Islam. But if I had views on Christianity, that would make me far right. So you're giving special protection to Islam by labelling anyone.
In a tense and revealing encounter, far-right activist Tommy Robinson sparred with a young French journalist during a filmed interview that quickly shifted from questions of reflection to a tirade on media bias and Islam. The exchange began on a disarmingly human note. The journalist asked Robinson whether, looking back on his life, there was anything he would have done differently. Yeah, he quipped after a pause. I would have read the card. The light moment quickly evaporated as Robinson took control of the conversation, turning the focus on the journalist herself. You seem like a lovely girl, he said, before accusing her, and by extension the mainstream media, of failing in their duty. You've failed in your dereliction of duty. I have not met one journalist who hasn't failed, Robinson declared, gesturing emphatically. Robinson's tone hardened as he launched into a familiar theme, that Western journalists lack a basic knowledge of Islam and are complicit in what he portrays as the decline of European culture. He argued that Islam is incompatible with Western liberalism, branding it a backward 7th century idea. The journalist attempted to regain footing, asking why Robinson had agreed to the interview at all. His answer was blunt. I accepted to speak to you so I could record it. Look, say hello. The confrontation, part ideological, part theatrical, encapsulated Robinson's combative relationship with the press. For years, he has positioned himself as both a critic and a product of media attention, dependent on exposure yet hostile to the journalists who provide it. While his detractors view him as an agitator who fuels division, Robinson insists he is a truth teller standing against political correctness and media cowardice. The exchange with the French reporter illustrated both sides of that paradox. A man who demands to be heard, yet rarely listens, who accuses journalists of ignorance, even as he relies on their cameras to amplify his message.
Is Britain broken? Well, Prime Minister Keir Starmer suffered another blow today. A staggering new poll revealed that 2/3 of voters disagree with him when he says that Britain is not broken. Even the most optimistic age group, young people, you know, by the time they get to the age of me, Eric and Greg, the optimism's all gone, hasn't it, fellas? Well, the age group, the young people, they even think Britain is broken at 56%. According to the latest opinion polling, Reform UK's lead has grown to 13 points as the Conservative Party conference closes in Manchester today, which is just shocking. And actually, 91% of Reform voters said that Britain is broken, but even 59% of Labour voters said that it was as well. I'm going to talk to my American guest in just a moment. Let's go back to Britain, though, and talk to Jack Hadfield. Jack, terrible news for the Labour Party, terrible news for Keir Starmer. How do you even begin to convince a country that it's not broken when the statistics are saying that even Labour voters think that nearly 60% of them say, yeah, we're in a mess?
Exactly. I think it's pretty obvious that Britain is broken. I mean, another stat that obviously just came out today, you know, we had 36,000 small boat arrivals, you know, a new record. Mass immigration is an all-time high. The economy is plummeting. Petty crimes like shoplifting has gone through the roof. You know, people see that their country is no longer what it used to be. You know, there's a new phrase going around, which is that we're not in Britain, we're in the UK, you know, YOOKAY. And that's been used by a lot of people online to sort of describe the state of the country right now, where it just looks dirty, broken. It's something that none of us recognize. It's something that's all new and strange and, you know, post-Blair and post the Boris wave. Now, this country is not the country that my grandfather, my father grew up in, or even the country that I was born in. You know, I'm a 1996 kid, and even so, it looks so remarkably different. You know, that was a time when people voted for Tony Blair on a wave of hope and optimism, brighter future, cool Britannia. You know, people don't see that that's what they're going to have now, which is why Reform is so high in the polls, because people think that they need a radical, you know, new change to be able to undo some of the damage that's been done, really, certainly over the course of my lifetime, and perhaps even a little bit further back than that.